Hello, peeps. This is Michelle Nedlick, and I am here with you today with the JVology holiday giveaway. And we are going to have so much fun because we still have a ton of guests to go through the contributors and what gifts they have for you. Now, the theme of today's show is sort of business development, but we have guests from across the scene. We have personal development, we have money mastery and lead generation, and a few more things, and personal development. So it's going to be a fun day today, a nice variety of things. I am going to be your host with the most, and unfortunately for you, I am here alone on the scenes, so I am also my tech support and everything else. So if things go awry, well, we're just going to have a little fun with it and go with it, because that's the way it goes. So for those of you who don't know and you haven't been a part of it yet and you're just seeing this for the first time, we are having the JVology holiday giveaway, which includes gifts from an abundance, a mountain of toys for you at this Christmas holiday time that are pertaining to 6 different aspects of your business. And they all, and including personal development, sometimes it's business related solely and sometimes it's not. And if I can spell JVologyGiveaway.com, I will put that in the link for you. There you go. So if you see this in YouTube or Facebook, you should be able to see that. If you can't see it wherever you are, please come pop over to either YouTube and JVology or to Facebook. Go to JVology, the perfect mix of people, fun, and profits. Join the group and you'll be able to see us live there. You'll be able to comment. If you can, click on top of the comments, you'll see a little thing that says Jay Facette. Click on the Jay Facette to go to his page. And I think that's the place that I will be able to see your comments to me, because I would love your interaction today. Because as I don't know if you've ever hosted a show or anything, it is way more fun, interactive to have co-hosts so that we can banter off of each other. This way, you're just stuck listening to me and the thoughts that are going on in my head, which sometimes can be a little entertaining and sometimes a little disturbing. So, whatever point you walk in on the conversation with me, that's up to you. As we are wrapping this holiday giveaway up, you are going to have access to these gifts until I believe Sunday at midnight. So you want to go in and register at JVologyGiveaway.com. Get set up, and we're going to go through the interviews. You can hang out with me, hear about them, because I know that for me, when I saw some of the giveaway gifts, it was like, oh, that's not for me. But then once I heard the interview with the contributor, it was like, oh my God, that's awesome. That's fantastic. I totally need that. And you start to wrap your heart and head around how these gifts can help you to propel yourself in your business. So that's what we're going to be working on today. The other thing we're going to be doing is looking at January and all of the fun surprises that are coming up for you, including the 5-partner and 5-day challenge, which allows you to go and find partners who are interested in promoting your services and products to their audience, which is awesome and epic. If you've never had that happen before, it is stunning and wonderful. And you'll be like, oh my God, I never knew there were people like this on the planet that would do that for me. It is a lovely feeling and just warms cockles of your heart. So if you are at the point where you're in business, if you have products and services, awesome. If you don't have products and services, you are going to be dazed and amazed, because Jay Facette is going to teach you how to put these things together in order to be JV partner ready. There is a ton of training included in that. So we're going to go through that as well. And I guess without further ado, I'm just going to go and kick off the party, and then we're going to bring in our first contributor. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing?
Hi, Michelle. I am so delighted to be here.
Nice. So I'm delighted that you're here with me too.
Yeah.
So we all know and love you, but give our peeps a 5,000-foot view of who you are and what you love to work on, because they may not know you.
Right. I'm Debbie Flynn, and I am a photography mentor, and it's something that I've done for the past 35 years. So I've had lots of opportunities to work in all different types of genre in photography and loved it. And the one thing that I really came in for me is how important it is for people to be expressing their passion, whether it's through doing portraits or through their business, me doing photographs of their business, or me teaching people how to take photos with their phones that they love and they can share with others coming from that passion. So yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, how fun. So you're actually working with the photographers themselves to help them build their businesses, or photographers to help
Well,
give me a little differentiate.
people that are photographers who want to become better photographers.
Nice.
So yeah. Like before that, I was a portrait photographer, fine art photographer, commercial, and I moved into phone photography when my photos did not turn out the way I wanted them to. They were pretty bad, and they got better as I trained and I practiced, and I recognized that it's something that other people could probably use too, and I found that, and started teaching them live in person, and then moved over to online when our situation changed around the world, and yeah, and I've been doing it since.
Nice. I love that. Can you actually get paper photographs done anymore? They still do that? Like, are there actually places around? That is awesome. So talk to us about your gift, because I know you have an awesome gift for people.
Yeah. And it comes from me scrolling around on my phone trying to find one particular photo and taking forever. And, it was really important that I find that photo to share at that time, and realizing that I'm not alone. So I help people the giveaway is to help people better understand how to organize and manage their photos. And it's in a really simple, proven process that I'm offering it to people so that they can easily start putting their photos into places where they can find them easily. Yeah. And it comes back to how do you do that? Like, a lot of people don't understand the difference between a good and bad photo. So because they don't know, it's like, I'll keep them all, right? I'll keep all my photos just in case, right? One of these days I do learn what the difference between the two, and I'll be able to I'll be able to start eliminating photos that aren't as good. But so I'm going to be helping people with that as well, so they have a better understanding of what a good photo is and what a bad photo is.
Nice. I love that. So you're actually showing people how to organize their phone as well? Is that what I'm reading?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's going to be very basic and simple. Like, this is not meant to be complicated. And I think, you're already overwhelmed because, a rough guess, people have thousands and thousands of photos on their phones, and it's just like, no, I'll just download it onto whatever particular device, my external hard drives, or a UBS stick, or USB stick.
One of those acronyms.
Yeah, right. Or another computer or the cloud or somewhere, and they never have access to them, and it's just very onerous. Like, okay, it's kind of like having boxes and boxes of photos that you never get to because it's just, I don't even know where to start. Yeah.
Right.
So introducing them to a very simple way to be able to quickly determine, okay, this is the best one. This is the one I want to keep. Just giving them easy folders they can put them into and showing them the process.
Oh, nice. So you can actually have like a folder on your phone that you can show at holidays or at parties, and you're not scrolling through all the crappy ones. You're just giving the brief highlights of all the good ones, and everybody's going, wow, you're a fantastic photographer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine, for your business, if you had all of the photos you wanted to use for, maybe it's a product or a service or the environment or even you, and you had them all in folders, and it's just like, I mean, how impressive would that be if you're showing that to a client? Or you could quickly access them and download them and put them into your social media, and instead of, oh no, I don't know which one works or where they are. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And this
handy.
is a live course that you're offering.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is this for people who also, because my brain goes to, well, what about social media and things? Because Instagram to me and Pinterest have always been I'll share other people's pictures because they look great. I've never been into, I'll show
Yeah.
my pictures of my
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Will this help people with their own products and services as well if they're into that?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course it would. Yeah. I'm not teaching a photography course where I'm
Oh, it's
showing
just
you how to.
organizing your stuff.
Yeah. 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 Well, so it wouldn't be okay when you go on this platform, then you'll be able to set up, your photos in this way. I'm not doing that. But
Mhm.
they would have the place, the library where they could just go in and quickly access them.
I
Yeah.
love that. And
Yeah.
if people wanted to continue on their journey with you, I'm assuming
Yeah.
there's a little something that they could go, oh, hey, Debbie.
Yes. Yes, there is. So there is my website, but uh, really what I do is I help people become the photographers they want to become with their phones.
Mhm.
And because so many of us are struggling and you think, well, I don't know how to do it. Like they don't understand it's the same as using a regular camera. It has the features of a camera and they keep getting better and better. It's just
Right?
extraordinary. When you're getting into night photography and video and you've got the everything on your phone to be able to do it. It's just like, oh my gosh, right? What do I do? I know I started by just pushing all the buttons and icons and sliding things and seeing what they did, right? I'm clueless, but most people are afraid their phone will break. So I take the mystery away.
I
And
love that. I just found out that my phone has a pro feature on the camera. Like, oh,
right,
hey, you
right.
can do something.
Yeah, for sure. And I also help them through being inspired to become inspired about photography. I show them what the exceptional photographers do. And so they learn, they have the tools on their camera. They learn those. They learn what they're inspired and they gain confidence because it's hands-on. It's like, okay, grab your phone. I had one person where she couldn't touch anything on her phone. And at the end, it's like she's right up at the Zoom. And she's showing me her phone. And she's saying, look what I did. And it's like, right. So she just got it. Like once you understand, it's kind of like giving you a menu or a recipe. Do this and then do that. And then, right, this is where it will be. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty easy. But you have to know the fundamentals of photography too. You have to understand how to compose. And that's in my basic class we go through when I was referring to the exceptional photographers. Well, I'm bringing in and people can apply those same fundamentals to their photography. So it's pretty amazing, to see them light up in the aha. And it's like, oh, I get it now. It's just, yeah, it's amazing.
That is the most fun, isn't it? And when
Yeah.
you can take somebody that's kind of almost there, it's like you kind of get it, but you're missing something. Then they go and talk to somebody like you, and all of a sudden their pictures become like pow pow. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
super fun. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
So, can I ask you a fun question?
Sure.
Awesome. If you were Santa's photographer on Christmas Eve, what
Yes.
would you most like to get a picture of?
Santa placing the presents under the tree.
Right.
So coming down the chimney, going past the cookies and the milk, and actually putting the presents under the tree, and knowing that present that that's there for someone, and they've asked for that, and it's like, boom, there you go. Yeah,
Oh, that's so sweet. That's adorable. And I
yeah.
already have visions of what that might look like. Awesome. Thank you. Well, any last words for our peeps here today, and especially in regards to your gift?
Well, I think it's very important what I'm offering in the gift, and I'm also coming. I know this sounds weird, but I'm also going to help people be inspired about organizing their photos as well. And my last words are for people to just go out and play. like not take it so seriously. You can delete and just have a really good time and see what you can do with your photos.
Nice. I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for contributing your gift. We appreciate it immensely. Peeps, go to JVologyGiveaway.com and go and sign up for Debbie's gift.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
You bet. Have a great day.
Bye.
Well, we have kicked off day 6 of the JVology giveaway, and we started off with organizing your photos on your cell, and now we are going to move on to Miss Carrie Benson. You are in the house and coming to us live.
Hi, how are you? Great to see you.
Great to see you too. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm excited to say hello.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know you and I love you, and let's give all of our viewers the 5,000-foot view of who you are and what you love to do.
Well, I'm Carrie Benson, and what I do is I really help executives and entrepreneurs and coaches that are really just feeling stuck and a little bit overwhelmed and stressed out because, either they're trying to grow their business or they're trying to be better leaders. And I have a really great proven formula that really helps them connect to who they really, really want to be, and then help them increase their energy and their mindset and their leadership around that, so they can achieve their goals quicker and with more joy and fulfillment.
Nice. And who couldn't use a little more joy and fulfillment, especially around the holiday season?
I'm telling you, yes.
Right? Nice. So when you're working with entrepreneurs and their mindset and the whole joy, give us a couple of hints as to what can help them to get out of their, Grinch rut and get into that joy and happiness, especially kind of right now as the holidays are approaching.
Yeah, well, we're wired to have a thought, which leads to an emotion, which leads to an action. If our thought is, oh my God, how am I going to get through the holidays? Then your emotion is going to be stress and fear and oh my God, and your action is going to be hiding out in your house thinking, what am I going to do next, or running around in the shopping centers, or whatever. But if your thought is more like, well, I can handle this is okay, then your emotion is going to be more, matter of fact, and you go out there and you do your shopping, whatever. But if you can change that in an intentional way and say, wow, this is a great season, there's so many opportunities here to have fun and to respect people and honor them and make them feel good, that sort of leads your emotion to being, wow, this is exciting. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to change some of my friends' lives. I'm going to change some people's out there's life. I'm going to have a great time this season. And then you go out there and you just kick butt and you do your shopping and you find the perfect gifts for people, and you look at opportunities that you might not have thought of before, because you've intentionally set that thought to something that is a higher level.
Nice. I love that too. And I think it is immensely important, because I know a lot of people get really either rushed or anxious, or they're thinking about, to quote a Christmas carol, Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future, as opposed to just being right here, right now, and going, okay, what do I really want this to look like? And not the expectation of it has to be a perfect Christmas, but I just want to have fun with my family. I just want to chill out and relax. I just want to be able to have some time to read and be able to create those moments for themselves.
Exactly.
So I'm going to assume that this leads into your gift. Can you talk to us a little bit about your gift?
Yes, my gift is a list of 12 quick and dirty ways to escape that pit. And what I suggest you do is print it out and put it on your desk so that you can read it whenever you're kind of getting stuck. And it'll really help you. There's all sorts of ideas on there. For example, one thing you could do is really have 2 or 3 positive affirmations for the day. I am going to really intentionally enjoy today. And just have 2 or 3 of them in the morning. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to really have fun. I'm going to go out shopping for an hour and I'm going to get one gift that's going to could be really important. Whatever it is, just have some kind of affirmations. So that's one idea. Another idea is to kind of look at your perfect outcome. So, at the end of the day, what am I going to achieve today? And start at the beginning, and then think about how you're going to, what you're going to achieve that day, and then write it down in the morning and put it in present tense. I achieved so much today. I had really enjoyed the little moments as well as the stress that's inherent a little bit in Christmas, but I really intentionally enjoyed it today. And then one really great hint is, because the way our minds work, our subconscious is this huge subconscious, and then we have this smaller intellectual brain of ours, but the subconscious only really deals with feelings. So the more that you can give it feelings and really think about how, at the end of the day, how you'll feel, or how you'll feel when you go out shopping, or how you'll feel on Christmas Day, the more your subconscious mind can really grab hold of that and make it come true. Because whether you call it the law of attraction, or the wonderful things that happen when we think positively, our subconscious can grab hold of those things and really create them for us, instead of being stuck in this more limited thinking of, oh my God, Christmas, holidays, So by intentionally changing that mindset, that's how you can really change it. And the 12 quick and dirty ways are some ways that I suggest that you do that, and they're all listed right there. So I'm hoping that that will help some people, really enjoy these holidays more.
Nice. I love that. It reminds me, we used to have an exercise where we'd get people to do up their kind of vision board, but then to describe it to the class in the past tense, as if it was a photo album. Like, I've already done all these things, and this is where we went, and this is what we did. And it was always amazing to me and to the students how much it changed the way they looked at something, because they had put it either in the present tense or the past tense. Like, this is my house now, these are my kids, this is my gorgeous spouse, whatever they had in their wildest fantasies. And because I got to work with them for long term, to be able to see what came to fruition, and how that was just a pivotal point to start seeing things differently. So yes, everything Carrie is giving me right now is magic, Christmas magic, you might say. So
and also just really focusing on, watching your language, and if you're around people that are negative, think about ways that you can pass strengths from past things that happened in the past. Remind them, but remember when we did this, remember when we did that, and actually create happy memories now too, as you go through, take pictures so that you can look back on them and think, wow, look at what a great time we had. So it's all about being intentional about how you're going to gather those great thoughts. You're going to make those affirmations. You're going to create that future that you really want. And then it's more likely to happen, and you can enjoy it in the meantime.
Nice. I love that. So, Carrie, can I ask you a fun question?
Sure.
Awesome. If you were to make Christmas ornaments in a given Christmas shape and idea, what shape and idea would it be, and why?
Well, it reminds me of when I was a teenager. One of the people that my mom knew had a couple kids that had some developmental issues, and they couldn't handle regular ornaments. So she had me make little tiny stuffed animal ornaments I guess it was one child. I think it was two actually, and made little stuffed animal ornaments for them, which was just so cool. It made me feel so good, and it made the kids feel so good, and the parents feel good. So it kind of brings back the memory of that. So I guess it would be, really having, I guess I look at my Christmas tree, and each thing that I hang on it is different, and so I would say that my favorite ornaments are the ones that really, are either my kids when they were growing up and they made them in their little school. I have one from my mother's childhood. It's a little bear. Back a long time ago, they had different kind of ornaments. So I guess the ornaments that I really care about, and that I don't remember exactly your question, but the ornaments that mean something and tie back to something either that's going to happen in the future or something in the past. my favorite one, I guess, would be I get a Christmas card done each year with me and my kids, my two boys, and I shrink them and I put them in a little frame and I hang those in the tree. So I guess
Oh,
that's
that's awesome. That's gorgeous. You can write little notes.
long round around.
That was beautiful. Thank
But
you.
I think, and I even have my Christmas picture on my telephone with my boys, and every year I do. I've been doing that for like 16 years, believe it or not. Every year at JCPenney's.
I love that. So peeps, go to JVology giveaway.com, sign up, go and look for Carrie's name, and download the 12 quick and dirty ways to escape the alligator pit. I keep looking at that as alligator pie, but that's just my brain. Don't worry about me. Thank you so much, Carrie, for being here with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and happy holidays. And thank you so much.
Happy holidays. Yes, the JVology Jumpstart 5 Partners in 5 Days Challenge is coming up in January. So you want to, if you aren't already, go to JVology or Facebook, JVology.com, the perfect mix of people, fun, and profits. Go and join our community. It's super fun. It's super interactive. There are people there constantly looking for you and your products and services to promote to their people. And we will show you how that's done eloquently and awesomely and in the spirit of giving, because that's what we live for. Our next contributor is in the house, and I would like to introduce you to Biz Coach Steve.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing awesomely, thank you. So I know and love you, and I think I've been hanging around with you all week now.
It's like we're bumping into each other everywhere this week.
Right? Things I didn't even think you know, how do you know these people? It's like, of course, Steve's there. That's awesome. I love running around in circles with you.
It's good to feel reassured. Like, wait, we all are in the same groups, even though we don't know that we're all in the same groups.
Right? What is that? 6 levels of separation? It's like, no, there's 0. It's like,
there's 0 here.
You're awesome. So tell people kind of who you are and what you love to do.
Well, I am Biz Coach Steve Feld. I'm a business marketing strategist, and my passion lies in helping small business owners and entrepreneurs grow the business that they want to grow to achieve their goals and dreams. Stop banging their head against the wall. Stop making business so difficult, and get the revenue and the profits that they deserve and they should be getting. And they just need some help. And that's why I'm here.
Right. And who doesn't like getting all the profits that they deserve? And sometimes more than you think you deserve, but that's okay too.
Yes.
You deserve it. You just don't know it yet. And that's
you don't even know it yet.
Awesome. So talk to me about what some of the issues are that business owners in particular face during the Christmas holidays.
Oh, the biggest thing, I call it the 13th month. And many business owners, and we see this all the time, especially small business owners, they love doing this. I don't know why. They take their foot off the gas from Thanksgiving until January 2nd. Well, guess what that means? That means in January, you now have to start from stop and try to get that machine going again. The business owners I've worked with, and I've learned this years ago, that put their foot harder on the gas between Thanksgiving and the 2nd of January, actually have their first quarter booked with sales, leads, everything. I don't mean killing yourself. What I mean is stay open. Stop taking 3 weeks off. This is not the time of year to take 3 weeks off, because you want to get next year off to a roaring start. And if you're taking your foot off the gas, guess what? You have to start from 0. And I see that all the time. And it's just like, I've helped so many companies just keep someone in the office to answer a phone.
Really? It's that easy just to have somebody on the phone?
Just that. It will increase your sales. It's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy. Especially when there's so many people looking for your help right now during the holiday season. It's like,
they
I need somebody, and they're calling.
And people are getting to the point, we both hear this. I can't find any number to call a human. We're hearing this more and more and more. So if you're one of those businesses that puts someone in a phone tree and then 20 minutes later, they have to leave a message, they're off to the next number in the dictionary or in the phone book. It's like, what does Google say is the next person to talk to? That's where they're going to go.
Right.
Pick up the phone.
I heard once upon a time from one of my favorite coaches was, do what you love to do during the holidays, like between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Do what you love to do. That moves you towards your business. So maybe it's up until now you haven't given yourselves permission to be a guest on podcasts or to host dinner parties or to whatever, but it all focuses around the business. And it's like, that's brilliant. So I can still have fun. I don't have to do the things that I would normally do in January.
Right. It gives you some freedom because you're going to have a couple days that you can't get a hold of anyone. No one's going to pick up their phone and no one's calling you. But those are days you should have it planned. What are you getting ready for? And where's your strategic planning for next year? Because I talk to so many business owners and it's like, so what's your plan for next year? And they all give me that funny look. Well, I'll figure it out in January. So,
you're like, no. Awesome. So I'm pretty sure this leads into our gift, but can you talk to us about what your gift is and what they get?
Yeah, the gift I am giving away is one of my books, one of my 6 books. It's called 45-Minute Business Breakthrough, and it showcases 8 simple, proven strategies that any business owner, any size, can actually implement in their business right away without spending more money on marketing or advertising. And it breaks it down from A to Z, or A to Z if you're north of the border.
If you talk funny like we do. That is awesome. So just for fun and giggles, can I ask you a fun question?
Sure.
You don't have to answer it if you don't really want to. But which of your business breakthrough ideas do you think is the most fun to do during the Christmas holidays?
It's actually something I've been doing for the last month. And I know I am actually doing what I preach. Go figure that. Is joint ventureship.
Awesome.
And this giveaway is joint ventures, JVology. It has been phenomenal in the last month. And I'm actually setting up joint ventures for when? Next year.
Yay!
See, it doesn't have to be today. And I'm even setting up some joint ventures. I spoke this over because I have multiple coaches underneath me. It's like, guys, some people that you encounter may not be your client and they shouldn't be your client, but they could be a great joint venture partner if you ask enough questions. And I showed it to him and I said, I met someone who I thought was going to be a client. More I talked to him, I go, I don't want you as a client. I want you as a joint venture partner. And we actually went and had dinner together, real dinner together in person.
Wow.
And we actually worked out a joint venture agreement that we're launching in the middle of January next year.
Yay! Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations.
Totally. Just by talking.
What? You can talk to people and get ideas? How does that work?
Yeah, this is crazy. And then there's those business owners like, oh, I'm shutting down. I'll just wait for emails. I'll respond to emails. It's like, well, you do that. The rest of us will take the business.
Right.
Happy
It
holidays.
really is. So talk to me about why do you think people shut down during the break of the holiday? I'm not going to say during the holidays because I totally shut down. As soon as, Christmas Eve comes and it's like, bam, I'm out of here. Hasta luego. But before that, because what you were saying is so true. I see people doing a run towards shutting down.
Yes,
like,
they
why?
do.
What are you doing? Why do they do that?
I think it's been ingrained that no one, I hear this a lot, the fallacy of no one does business around the holidays. And that's total BS. It couldn't be bigger. Look at all the major corporations. Look how hard they're advertising right now. The bigger ones are advertising more. The smaller ones, you don't see their ads.
Mm-hmm.
Why? The bigger ones know to grow. Everyone else is not advertising, so we will. Mm-hmm. So it's just been ingrained with that horrible mentality, and it's false as can be.
Right.
I mean, I can call up my insurance agent right now, and he'd be there.
Like, yeah.
He better be.
And I have always thought of the holidays as an awesome time for joint ventures and to to network and to schmooze and to find those people. And it's like, hey, do you know so-and-so? Where's your Christmas party this year? Can you get me a ticket?
You brought up a great point. People are having virtual Christmas parties.
Oh, yeah.
It's
that's
crazy.
even
Someone
better.
told me about it. I'm like, I don't know you that well, and I don't know anyone in your world who's coming to this. How can I come?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, come on in.
Absolutely. Who doesn't like another person? What's one more little box on Zoom?
That's it. And they had breakout rooms. I mean, it was like,
Fun.
you guys had this planned. It was fun.
Right? Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to pop up your gift again here. And peeps, again, go to JVologyGiveaway.com. Go do a search for Steve and find his 45-minute business breakthrough. I love that. And
I should
know
even
you're
say,
gonna-
I even have a bonus in there.
Tell tales. Is it in here?
Yes.
What?
So once you click through, it actually will give you a bonus to our most popular video. Everything you thought about marketing is wrong. And it actually it's not a sales video. It's a content-driven video. It will give you more ideas how to grow your business through your messaging.
Oh, I love that. I'm totally in. This is what I love about this giveaway is I get firsthand and all the contributors' gifts. Is like, yes, I'm totally downloading.
One, open up. And the second it opened up, I went in there like, who's doing what? And I was like, oh, I've never seen this before. And I'm just digesting the content now going, there's some unbelievable gifts in here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for contributing and thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate you making my day fun. So you have an awesome day and Merry Christmas. Happy
Thanks. And everyone have a wonderful holiday and take advantage of all those gifts.
Awesome. Awesome. We are on day 6 of the JVology holiday giveaway, and we have had some amazing contributors already today. Absolutely go and check them out. Go and if you have to wait until this live is over and go and watch the live again, you can do that. But you don't have to because we have another amazing contributor in the room waiting for you. Miss Marjorie Salson's coming to you live.
Hi
Hello,
there.
Marjorie.
Hi. Guess what we had here in Michigan?
Snow.
Yes.
I love your window. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
like it's
the other
open
wonderful
now.
thing
Is
there
your
is our
window really
backup
open?
generator.
I was going to say, is your window open? It actually looks like it's open.
No way, Jose.
I was going to say, wow, you're almost Canadian if you can get away with that.
No way.
So I'm so glad to see you here today.
I'm glad to be here.
I've got to see you. So tell everybody who you are and what you love working on.
Okay, so I am Marjorie Salson. I'm a communication confidence coach. Now, what does that mean? The fact of the matter is everybody says you want to do business with somebody, whether it's JV or any other kind, you have to build the know, like, and trust feature. How do you do that? You have to communicate. You have to talk with people. You have to share with them what you do in a way that's compelling and makes sense and makes them think, oh, I need what that person has. She understands me. He gets me. So my goal is to help people figure out, first of all, what to say that's right, how to say it so that you can keep people's attention and don't bore them to death or talk in a voice that's so bad, I can't stand listening to this person. Help you improve the sound of your voice if it needs it, and get over the fear. Number one fear, as you probably know, is public speaking. And to me, that's not simply giving a speech. That's what people think about when they think public speaking. I think it's any time you talk to somebody other than yourself. Because I'll tell you, Michelle, I've worked with people who have no problem getting up and speaking to a large group. Pick up the phone? You want me to pick up the phone? Are you crazy? Go to a networking event, talk to all those strangers, get on Zoom. Oh, God, I hate how I look. All of those times are opportunities to be visible and share what you have to offer. And there are people out there who need it. So you need to be able to communicate it and build those relationships with people. So the goal of my gift is to help you start on that path of getting that confidence and communicating. And basically creating the know, like, and trust factor. This particular gift is focuses on doing it on Zoom. Seems like so much of our life these days is on Zoom. And there's some specific, wrinkles in the communication that make you more effective when you're on Zoom.
Who doesn't like a couple of wrinkles? Like, come on. This is awesome. So talk to us about your gift.
Okay, so it's Zoom with communication confidence. One of the things you want to be careful about is not to have a background that is so busy that nobody can see you. Now, true confession, you have no idea what's outside camera range on my desk. A lot of stuff is hiding there. But, if it were all showing, you would think, she's not too professional. She got all that junk on her desk. So I hide it. It's organized, but it's hidden.
It's organized in a creative fashion.
Absolutely.
Oh, I like to put that.
Absolutely. So that's one of the things. The other thing is be careful what you wear. There's certain colors that do not show up well online, and the two worst actually are black and white. They do not show up well online, and no skin color of any type looks good with those two colors. So you're better off with a warm color and not a busy color. You don't want your clothes to detract from your face.
I know if you're like me, I had a whole new wardrobe in COVID before.
And listen, you only need it from the waist up, let's face it.
Right? No, that is a plus.
I mean,
awesome.
You can still wear your old comfy pants underneath. Nobody has to know. Unless you make the mistake of standing up and walking away, which a few people did in the early days of Zoom. And sometimes they were wearing underwear or
not.
Or
not. It amazes me that somebody would actually go to a meeting, like just talking to people.
Yeah. But there's some real advantages, by the way. And I'm not sure if I put it in my report, but what shows is what's behind you. If you have some little notes about points and things you absolutely want to say, you can have them right on the screen and nobody knows that you've got a cheat sheet there.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, so especially like if you're doing an enrollment call with somebody and there's some questions you want to be sure and ask that person, you can have a cheat sheet right there.
Nice. I love that. So talk to me about some of the reasons why people might not feel confident on Zoom.
Well, first of all, I hate how I sound. The first time people, record themselves, first of all, everybody says, that doesn't sound like me. And there's a very good reason for that. Because when you hear your voice, when you're speaking, you hear it inside your head. Mm-hmm. When you hear it from recording, you're hearing it from out there. So one of the things that I like to do, and this is based on my training as a singer, is help people improve the sound of their voice so that it's more resonant and pleasant. People don't want to hear a voice that's not pleasant. A bad sounding voice turns people off. And what's interesting, the studies show people get more meaning, Michelle, can you believe this, from the tone of your voice than the actual words you say? And on the phone, it's 90% tone of voice, 10% words. Now, as a writer and former magazine editor, when I saw that, I thought, I don't like those statistics. But the fact of the matter is the words you are saying affect the tone of your voice and how you use your voice. And you get your meaning across much more effectively when you use your voice correctly.
Love that. And I heard a speaker once say, you sound like you sound and you look like you look, so just get out there, which is very true. I tend not to listen to my own talks because all I hear is, drives you crazy.
Yeah, well,
but, I was having fun in the moment, so that's all that matters. But I get what you're saying in that, okay, and now move on and look at your resonance, your depth, and what you're saying and how you're saying it. But you can only improve from where you're at. You can't improve from where you want to be.
The other thing to remember is that perfection is not only not possible, it's not relatable. It really isn't. So when you mess up, and if you can kind of, oh gosh, I can't believe that came out that way, or, kind of do a little shrug or something, people, that makes you relatable as a person. Because, and one of the things I tell people who are frightened of getting on stage, I said, if you make a mistake and you can handle it with some degree of grace, that gets you tremendous points with the audience, not only because they admire that you can, recuperate from it, but they are so glad it's you up there and not them.
Nice. Exactly.
Those are the things to remember when you are sharing information. The important part is sharing it in an authentic way, in your voice, in your words. And people get it when they see that you're really sincere about what you have to share. And so to me, my work is kind of like putting a pebble in a stream. If I can help somebody get their word out more effectively about what they do, then I'm having an effect far beyond just working with that particular person or helping that particular person. And if somebody downloads my report and gets some good clues there, I feel like, that's kind of fulfilling my purpose. My purpose is to help people be more effective in their piece of the world, making their piece of the world a better place.
Nice. So definitely go to JVologyGiveaway.com, sign up, and look for Marjorie Selson and find her Zoom with Communication Confidence. You're going to be glad you did, and it's going to bring you a wealth of confidence.
Yes. And by the way, to ditto what Steve was saying just before me, I have already downloaded a bunch of gifts from the site. They are so fabulous.
Right?
I love giveaways because it's really an opportunity, especially this time of year when we're all looking at, 2021, what can I learn from 2021 and how can I make 2022 even better? Take a look at the giveaways and say, where are the holes? Where are the parts of my business and my life that need a little editing? And I'm not a big believer, Michelle, in beating yourself up. I shouldn't. Don't should on yourself. Look at the last year, figure out everything that you liked and want to keep doing, like JVology, for example, and say, where can I improve? And the gifts in this giveaway will help you in those areas.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome. Marjorie, can I ask you a fun question?
Sure.
Awesome. If your business was a Christmas carol, which Christmas carol would it be and why?
Well, it would be I Have a Little Dreidel because I'm Jewish.
Awesome. I was just going to add that and going, and whatever that might mean and whatever. Little dreidel. I love that. And while I have you on, because I know I'm a recovering Catholic, as we like to say, and I sort of know the story behind the dreidel, but can you give us a little kind of story about what the dreidel is and how?
Oh, the dreidel it's a toy. It is a top, and it has 4 sides, and if I'd known you were going to ask me about it, I would have had a dreidel to show you. And there are 4 letters on each side. And they stand for Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. Now, if you buy a dreidel in Israel, the letters will represent Nes Gadol Haya Po. A great miracle happened here. Because the story of Hanukkah, which is, 100 or 200 years before the Common Era, happened in Israel. Oh, haha. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Somebody in the back office,
right? Asking you shall receive. We are nothing if we don't, give you your every gift.
Because the Hanukkah means dedication, and it refers to the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem when the Maccabees kicked out the Greeks who had defiled the temple. And as I say, that happened about. It's interesting that you mentioned you're Catholic. One of the things I learned in my ecumenical work, there's the Hebrew Scriptures. There's one Hebrew Scriptures. There's 2 Christian scriptures, the Protestant and the Catholic. Why? And the Catholic Bible includes the Book of the Maccabees, which the Protestant Bible does not. So the story of Hanukkah is in the Catholic Bible and not in the Protestant Bible. And it's not in the Hebrew Scriptures, by the way, which were redacted pretty much before that story.
Wow. Redacted. Is that a Jewish word?
No,
How far back does that one go?
no. Actually, that may not be accurate. That may have been redacted after, but they decided to leave it out.
I have to laugh because we were at a friend's place and I said, I don't know any words in Hebrew. My son said, well, that's not true.
Hallelujah.
Well, no, I know compound interest.
Amen.
And we all laughed.
You know what?
Compound interest.
Oh, no. No, there are a lot of Hebrew words that are part of spoken. First of all, most people know shalom, peace.
Yep.
But
Hallelujah.
Amen, hallelujah. Those are Hebrew words.
There you go.
And they're part of every service, every Christian service I've ever attended.
Exactly. You are a plethora of information. Thank you so much, Marjorie. And I love your gift. So, peeps, again, go to JVologyGiveaway.com and
yes, get it right, Michelle. Come on.
Right? Come on. It's in the chat. It's in the link.
It's your baby.
It's one of my many babies. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Marjorie.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Awesome. Awesome. JVology Live coming up in May, I believe. We have some super secret sauce happening for you in February. Jay's got some fun things going on, so you'll have to check those out too. We have Miss Deborah Finestone in the house. Come on up, girl. How you doing?
Hello there. Good to see you, Michelle.
It's good to see you too. Long time no see. So I know you love you, and give our peeps the 5,000-foot view of who you are and what you love to do.
Sure. My name is Deborah Finestone, and I'm a social media strategist and trainer. So I help small businesses and nonprofits reach more people they can help online so that they can have a bigger impact.
And so in the realm of the Christmas giveaway, what is your gift? And I will just prop this up. You were quicker on that story than I was expecting you to be.
I got it real short.
I'm like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. Well, I am.
No problem.
There we go. Let's talk.
Yeah, so what I'm giving away here is a video that I had made as part of a bigger program. It's how to make social media simpler. And it's kind of a question and answer setup going through some of the biggest obstacles and questions and the pushback I get from people of why they don't like social media or why they find it frustrating. And so I talk a little bit about both the mindset that goes into making it a lot more effective for you, and also in a few cases, just the tactics, like little tiny things that make it a whole lot easier, make it a whole lot more effective. So you get to have the conversations that will help other people see, ooh, I want to work with you.
Nice. So talk to me. I know that being a child of the 80s, we had a huge issue when social media came out because everybody's going, oh, you got to be vulnerable so that people can relate to you. And it almost always correlated to TMI. Yeah, no, that's too much information.
Here's my breakfast. Yeah, don't do that.
So talk to me. What's the difference between being vulnerable on social media and TMI?
Yeah, I think it's kind of figuring out what do people need to hear in order to feel closer to you. I mean, social media is just another way to build relationships with a lot of people. So you think of it very similar to people you talk to on the street or talk to in other meetings in, your community. It's talking about your kids. It's talking about pets. Pets are a great one. Lots of people love talking about pets. And that's something that's just personal without getting too much. The kids thing, a lot of people, have bigger concerns about privacy, and that's fair. And, follow what you need to do. I think there's a reality piece to being vulnerable. I think a lot of people's concept of, and it comes from what happens online, is, we all show the highlight reel on Facebook or Instagram. I'm guilty of this recently. I was on a trip in the Maldives, but I was actually in the Maldives, that place most people just want to go and haven't done it yet. But it's the highlight reels of it. Was it a perfect trip? No. Did I share that on social? No. Having to do with my kid because I, respect her privacy. but it's the vulnerability piece is about being real. So people, again, can relate to you with that of the, okay, I have a teenager. Having a teenager is not all rainbows and unicorns at all. And so you can share stuff like that.
Which I think every person who's ever had a teenager knows.
Right. And it's the same thing with little kids. I remember seeing a post that was a great example of this, actually, and it was on Instagram. The sad thing is I can't remember who it was, but I do remember the post. And it was a woman, and she had, a digital business. She worked at home, and she shared this picture, and she's like, this is my reality most days. And she's standing in her kitchen, her laptop's on the table, her hair's up in a ponytail. And she even says in the caption, there's a little spittle from my infant on my sweater. That kind of, because everybody who's ever had an infant and tried working at home goes, yup. Mm-hmm. Right? So
absolutely.
So the too much information, it kind of depends what you're doing. In my line of work and your line of work also, any kind of digital marketing, it's not really relevant. But for example, I know someone who helps people when they have psoriasis and similar skin conditions and trying to get rid of it without medicine. And I know someone else who has a program that helps mothers give natural births, that kind of thing. It's going to matter to be personal there. Like the guy who has psoriasis talks about his story a lot because that's how he got through all this. He's gone through years of trying to figure it all out. So it's being vulnerable and saying, this is problems I've had and things I've had to do, but here's why. And it's completely relevant to someone who's looking for that kind of solution.
Nice. I love that. So we're going to pop up your gift again, because I think that is so pertinent in the realm of, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Come on. Add to stream. There we go. That one is making social media simpler and pertinent to, yes, you can have all your dog videos, but how do you correlate that into what you do for a living and how do you make it fun? And I know you do that super well.
And that is another piece. And I see a lot of people doing it of putting up memes or inspirational quotes kinds of things. And they can do that piece of building a relationship with people, but you have to balance that with, here's how I help people. Here's what I do. I'm in a circle of people, roughly 10 of us, and we engage on each other's social media. So the thing is, we see each other's stuff 3 times a week. That's highly unusual. No one else sees all of your stuff 3 times a week, but we see each other's. And at some point we realized, and we shared this with each other, that I still don't actually know what you do. Or, okay, if I wanted to take your class, how do I do that? And if someone is missing those pieces, you're losing business, right? So it's that kind of feedback is really helpful, but it's important to even look at it yourself. Look at it, your own feed and what you're putting out there. And does this tell people what I do, how I help people, how it changes their lives, what the transformation is, and how to take the next step towards working with me, or what that feels like?
Awesome.
So that balance of those things.
I love that. That is fantastic. Thank you. So can I ask you a fun question, Deborah?
Sure.
And I had one in my brain and it just popped right. Oh, there you go. If you could take any, let's call it a holiday tradition, and make it part of everyday life, which holiday tradition would you like to see?
Okay, so the first thing that comes into mind is just seeing my family more. I go down and see my family for Thanksgiving. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. They live in Los Angeles. I've lived as far away as the East Coast. And I go see them every year for Thanksgiving. That's my family's big holiday. And now I go down there. It's not that bad of a drive. I go down there usually for Mother's Day or Father's Day, just kind of 2 parts of the year. And then they come up a couple times a year. So yeah, I do wish I could just see them more.
Aw, that's awesome. That's so sweet. Well, thank you so much for giving of your heart and soul today, and also for giving your gift. We love that. So again, peeps, go to JVologyGiveaway.com and download Deborah's gift. You will love it. Make social media simpler. Awesome. Thank you for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Where is the one who is coming to save me? Where is the twist at the end of the story?
Nice. If you need saving in your business, people, you are in the right place. We have a whole community of people who are loving on you for the Christmas holidays, giving you gifts galore, wrapped up in all sorts of colors of paper. And of course, we will have more for you throughout 2022 in the shape of JVology Live, in the shape of a brand new course that's coming up, in the shape of the summit. And we'll talk about that later. But right now, we have Mr. Brian Ludwig in the house. How you doing, baby?
Oh, hello. Doing fine. And yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. So I'm delighted to see you again and be able to talk to you again. It has been a while, and I'd love for you to introduce kind of who you are and what you love to do.
Well, my name is Brian Ludwig. I'm an accountant and I do cross-border taxes and a business coach working with Canadian American frustrated small business owners who either don't feel they're getting the cash flow that they want, or feel like they're chained to their business and can't get away from it. I help them kind of overcome these issues and make them more satisfied with their business.
Awesome. And who doesn't love having a more successful business throughout the holidays? So talk to me about what are some of the biggest mistakes that people will make, in your opinion, at this time of the year in their business?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes they make is they wait and do their planning for this year after December 31st. This is where this is the time you should be planning. So if you need to make any changes, like especially if you're looking at tax planning, this is where once December 31st comes around, that's it for most people. You can't do anything more. Basically, if there were tax savings opportunities, now's the time to do it. After December 31st, it's too late, and you may end up with a higher tax bill.
And that sucks. Yes. Lesson
No one
number
likes
one here
taxes.
at the JVology giveaway: do not plan your year in retrospect. That's going to be my new tag. Awesome. So what are some of the things that people can do? Obviously, getting their taxes done is something, but what's kind of a little one-up that most entrepreneurs don't know about when it comes to doing their taxes in their business?
Well, this is where, taxes is definitely a key thing this time of year. We get the year-end cutoff for most people, but there's a lot more you can be doing as well for planning. Don't just think of taxes. This is a good idea to look at your accounting system. One of the things I like to promote is using your accounting system and the numbers from it to make good business decisions. This is the time when you're about to end the current year and start a new year. This is the time to make changes. If you have to make adjustments to how you track information, do it now. Also, this is a good time to do a review of your business. Like, look at your insurance coverage, for example. Has things changed, and do you need to adjust what type of insurance you have and how much? There's a lot of things you could be reviewing this time of year and making adjustments for next year. It could save you a few dollars, or it could give you more protection just because you're expanding.
Nice. I love that. I know for a lot of business owners that I've experienced, they don't really understand kind of how insurance works to be able to provide them with, one, more security in their business, but two, financial opportunities. Now, I know you're not going into the insurance structure of things, but just off the top of your head, what are some of the concepts that people don't understand that they could be doing to strengthen their financial position through insurance?
Well, like one thing is, if you have, like, there could be a few people who are just starting up a business and they're working out of their home. One of the first things you should be doing is telling your insurance broker this, because this is where some insurance policies, if they find out that you have a home-based business and you never told them about it, and someone slipped on your sidewalk and broke a leg and sued you, this is where they could deny your coverage, because they say, oops, they were there for business, but we had no knowledge you had a business. All of a sudden, you could be facing a lawsuit on your own that insurance doesn't cover. That's one of the reasons why you always want to make sure everything is updated.
Wow.
Also, yeah, so
that's a big one, because I think a lot of people think that as long as they have a structure in place, like a LLC or whatever, that they're protected against those things. And if they're doing business at home, it wouldn't be. Is that true?
Yeah, it's just a matter of making a phone call to your insurance broker and letting them add it to your policy. It
Nice.
might cost a couple extra dollars, but it's not a big amount, but it could give you that extra needed protection in case something ever happened.
Well, and I know for us, where we have a lot of ice and snow, it becomes a
Yeah.
prominent issue. But I also, ironically, know people in like California and San Diego and Florida, even, where people have slipped and fell in front, just whether it's wet or there's, stuff going on the sidewalks.
No, anything can happen, and you don't want just one incident to wipe you out financially.
Mm-hmm. So I know your area of expertise is more on the, let's put on the financial side, yes?
Yes, like the kind of helping business owners with their cash flow and helping them use their numbers to make good business decisions so that they can optimize their business for the future.
I love that. So do you talk to them about their structures and how to set those up, or their entities, or do you just love working in the numbers?
Oh, no, I get heavily involved in the tax planning aspect. And that's one of the key things to look at, not just from a tax point of view, but from a liability point of view that we were just talking about. Choosing the right business entity can give you both tax savings and extra liability protection in case someone does sue you, so you don't lose everything that you've built up over the years.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. So we will come back to that one. But right now, I want you to tell us about your gift and what's going on with that.
Well, my gift this year is a checklist that talks about 15 key profit drivers that you should be monitoring in your business. Basically, these are all drivers that directly impact your cash flow. They focus on cash flow items, they focus on revenue items, and they also focus on more marketing related numbers. These are all numbers that if you were to track these throughout the year and constantly working on improving them, you are going to increase the cash flow for your business to the positive, and that'll give you more financial freedom and more cash in your pockets, and hopefully a lot less stress going forward.
Nice. I love that. So does somebody have to be able to read a P&L or know what P&L stands for, or be able to spell P&L take
Hopefully
advantage
not.
of this?
This is probably why a lot of business owners don't go near their numbers, because they're afraid you need to be an accountant to understand them. But this is where you don't need to prepare them. As long as you have someone knowledgeable preparing it, you just need to be able to understand the numbers and what they mean so that you can read the statements and make decisions off them, and make sure whoever is doing them for you is doing them the right way, the way you want them to be done.
Nice. As I've said many times today, you're speaking my love language. So is it possible to give us a sneak peek at what one of the key numbers might be?
Well, one number I like to focus on is what level of revenue do you talk about? This is kind of a pet peeve of mine. I went to a conference before COVID hit, and the presenter had 10 of his clients come up, and they're all talking about, we made hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this system. And there was 10 of them. And it wasn't until the 10th one came up, and they were actually honest enough to say, yes, we made $600,000, but we probably spent $600,000 on Facebook ads to generate that money.
We're making up for it in volume.
Yeah, so that's where I don't like to work with total revenue, because it can be so misleading. I like to work with gross revenue, which is your total revenue minus the direct cost of providing your product or service. And that gives you a much more accurate representation of how much you actually made to cover the rest of your expenses and your own salary. And it gives you a much better idea of how to plan for the future, like in terms of how many units of your product or service do you have to sell to break even.
Nice. So what's the difference between gross revenue and profit? Or is it one?
Well, that's where you actually got three different levels. You got your total revenue, which is often referred to as your top line revenue. You have gross profit, which is your total revenue minus cost of goods, which are essentially your direct costs of providing your service. And then net profit represents gross profit minus all your operating expenses. Basically, one way of thinking about it, with the cost of goods, those represent expenses that if you sold one product, you incur the expense. If you sell 100 items of that product, you incur 100 times that expense. If you sell 0, you have 0 expense. Whereas the operating expenses, they represent overhead type costs, where this is where you're going to have those expenses, whether you have 0 sales or 1,000 sales, you're going to have those expenses. And that's where you need to generate revenue in order to cover those operating expenses, which your time is part of that operating expense.
Nice. I love that, because, and I know some people's eyes glazed over at that moment, and then I lit up and went, yay, let's talk about this, because I really don't think that, especially speakers and coaches, understand that they have costs associated with the goods that they deliver. And I think it takes them a while to be in business for a while, and then they start suffering the consequences of those expenses. And then they realize, maybe I should up my fees to be able to cover these things.
Well, it's so mesmerizing to get hooked on your total revenue coming in. It looks better.
Right.
It gives you a lot more bragging rights. And frankly, I think that's one of the reasons why people use top line
Most people
revenue.
do it. Absolutely.
But when you start hearing people who are making $1 million and they're saying they can't afford $100 entry fee to something, it kind of makes you start wondering, there's a disconnect here. They're making all this money, but they can't afford a small cost item. And odds are it's because, yes, they're making that money, but they have a lot of costs associated with making that money. And I know Facebook advertising tends to be or paid advertising tends to be one of those major costs that people like to ignore.
Totally get that. This has been awesome, and we will bring your gift up again in a second. Can I ask you a fun question though, Brian?
Sure. Go ahead and shoot.
Excellent. If all of a sudden you could wish your holiday magic upon the earth and people could write off something Christmassy, what would you let them write off that would be the most fun for you?
Oh, what could they write off? Write off all their Christmas trees that we have to buy.
Nice. Everybody's buying Christmas trees, one for every room now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that one. So I'm going to pull up your gift again here. We want you to go to JVologyGiveaway.com, search for Brian, just like I've done here, and go and look for the key profit drivers for your business. 15 key numbers that every business owners should be monitoring and accessing their business profitability and cash flow. Love it. Thank you so much, Brian, for being here with us today. Appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed being here.
Excellent. Well, you have an awesome, awesome holiday, however you choose to spend it. And we'll talk to you again in the new year.
Yes, have a Merry Christmas.
Awesome. So peeps, if you're new to JVology, we have a huge community of givers, lovers, and entrepreneurs that some are very analytical, some are very heart-centered, some are a little bit of both. We have a lot of Renaissance people here, actually. And one of the best ways to keep in contact with them is definitely through the Global Lounge. We are literally a global lounge of entrepreneurs spanning the globe and meeting on a regular basis to help support and serve each other in their businesses in all sorts of what I'm going to call weird and wonderful ways. I'm probably the weirder of them all, but in wonderful ways to help you to build your business. So if you get a chance to go and check out the Global Lounge, please go and do that. We have Mr. Joe Nicasio in the house. How you doing?
I am too blessed to be stressed.
Nice. It is awesome to get to see you again. Yay. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, I know who you are and I love you to pieces. So let our peeps know, who are you and what do you love working on right now?
I am an entrepreneur maker, if that makes any sense at all. I'm not just an entrepreneur. I'm not just a mentor, but I help existing business owners build a better business But I also, one of the things I started many years ago is this thing called the Employee Escape Plan. And I'm really committed to helping people. If you're going to escape the job you don't like, then really what I'm really focused on is helping you build your dream business so you do what you love for yourself and others, share the love through your service and good marketing, and receive the love. My goal, my mission is to help people create a business. So instead of saying, I got to go to work, you say, I love what I do. I look forward to my day. I'm doing good work in the world. I'm using my superpowers. I'm making a big impact. I'm really, truly changing lives. And wow, I even make good money doing this. And so that's really what I'm all about, is helping people, build a business that truly prospers. If you're doing good, I'll help you become great. But, one day I sat down, and did a little prayer with God, should I just help people that are already doing 10K a month and help them grow? And God put it on my heart that if I don't help startups really do it the right way, no one else will. And so this is a calling for me. Michelle, I think we lost your audio here.
Sorry about that. I was going to say, I absolutely love that. And I love that you do that and helping people. And I know you help people set up a business that they're going to love before they get into it, because there's so many pitfalls that somebody can create for themselves unwittingly to them. So talk to me about some of the biggest mistakes that employees make when they're transitioning into the entrepreneurial world that they could avoid ahead of time.
Well, I think the first mistake is thinking that, first of all, being a serial entrepreneur is not a badge of honor. It simply means you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. So I think the biggest mistake is not choosing the right business for you. Because if you choose the wrong business, you do it, you might make a little money for a little while, and then you fail. And then you got to go back and do something else. Or you choose a business where you're making money, but you're not passionate about it. So you eventually burn it out. So I think the absolute number one thing is to figure out what your one thing is. What is your North Star? What is your calling? What is that one thing that I think you want to build something not just to make money, but something you could really do for the next 5-10 years, or even possibly for the rest of your life, where you really do have that love and passion. Like, life is easy when you know what your one thing is. I think that this multiple streams of income concept is a real problem, because it kind of is an excuse. I think it comes from a place of scarcity, actually. Your one thing was abundant, you wouldn't be chasing business number 2, 3, and 4. So let's build a business you enjoy, get it right, make it prosperous, make it profitable, make it abundant, so that you don't have to be spinning plates. I think a lot of people, if you ask this question, would you rather have one business that made $10 million a year, or 10 $1 million businesses? To me, 10 $1 million businesses is a nightmare. We just had Brian on 10 sets of tax forms, 10 sets of books, 10 sets of employees, 10 sets of headaches. Do one thing, do it well. Let's get it right, and get it right in the first place.
Nice. I love that. So does that lead into your gift, or should I be asking you separate questions about how does somebody find that one thing?
Well, the gift is really a starting relationship for me. It's the Quit Your Job manual. It's about helping you find out if you have the traits of being an entrepreneur, and how to see if you have enough passion ahead of time, and what are the hallmarks of passion. Some white hot tips to help you discover your passion, and kind of how to make the leap, and prepare for the entrepreneurial challenges. Really, this gift is an entry into my world, because after you've made a decision to quit your job and take on this entrepreneurial challenge, the next thing I offer after this book is something called the Business Wisdom Quest. It's my new course. I'm really excited about it. It's an 8-week program to help people. The subtitle of the program is The Quest for You. And it's an 8-week program. It's a group program with a learning portal. But the whole idea is we're going to do a deep dive to help you figure out what is that one business for you. You shouldn't just say, oh, I think I'll do this business and snap your fingers. Most of us planning our career, when we were in high school, we had about 45 minutes with a career counselor. That's it. That's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And that's not really fair to you. It's not fair to your future. It's really a disservice to you. So the Quit Your Job manual is an entry into my world. And it's, if you want, let's figure out how to quit your job. But more importantly, let's figure out where you're going to go after you do it. If you're going to quit the job you don't love, let's create the business you do love. And the first step is let's choose your business wisely. Let's go on that business wisdom quest together. I could do a course where you just like, here, log into this course and learn this stuff, and then you're going to choose your business wisely. But I'm not doing it that way because I think people need expert guidance from somebody like me. I've been helping entrepreneurs reinvent themselves since 1999, and I've helped several thousand people grow existing businesses, and I've helped several hundred people create businesses from scratch. And it's really important that you get expert feedback on the viability of your business to make sure that you choose a path. One thing I want to also say here, just popping at the top of my head, is it doesn't take money to make money. It takes customers. Okay. And there are businesses that you can start making money in 30, 60, 90 days. I don't want to help you build a business that's going to take a year or 18 months or 2 years to monetize. How can we get you making money by next Thursday? But the most important part of that is let's figure out what's the right business for you.
Nice. And when you say the right business, what kind of options are people looking at?
Well, I think, a lot of people say, well, I think it's unethical for me to have an agenda to tell you what business you should go into. Like, it's unethical for me to say you should be a coach when you really want to be a master farrier doing horseshoes on $1 million horses, like one of my customers. I think it's unethical for me to tell you to do an Amazon store if really the thing for you is like you've got a degree in dentistry. Like, maybe we should help you make your dental practice more fun and more fulfilling. So my agenda is no agenda. My agenda is to help you find the right fit for you. One of my mentors said something really funny. He says, if you choose a business or a business model based on what somebody else's teaches, that's not really based on your personality, it's kind of like wearing someone else's underwear. Might be a little kinky at first, but after a while, it just gets weird. Okay.
That was awesome. I love that. Well, and in all fairness, I was told in high school I would make a great school administrator, and I'm pretty sure I'd have got fired from every
Right.
job that I ever applied for had I gone down that road.
Right. It's such an important decision to choose your business wisely. And I'm just on a mission to help people find their bliss. I think I am a stand for self-reliance through entrepreneurship instead of being employer reliant or government reliant or charity reliant or family reliant or spouse reliant. I think self-reliance is a very powerful thing to strive for. And unfortunately, our school system does not teach us to succeed as entrepreneurs. 9 out of 10 people fail as an entrepreneur, but not on my watch. I think if our school system did teach us how to succeed as entrepreneurs, then 9 out of 10 people would succeed in business. And the school system is an absolute failure at teaching people to be self-reliant by using their talents and turning it into treasure, turning your magic into money. And so this is my life work. This is my purpose. This is my commitment, is to help you figure out what's the magic that you're going to work in the world and how can we monetize it.
Nice. Love that. So before we end off here, can I ask you a fun question?
Sure.
Awesome. If your business was a wrapping paper, what would it be decorated with and why?
Oh, powder blue Tiffany wrapping. If we take Michelle or anyone out there listening and we put you in a brown paper bag versus Michelle in a powder blue Tiffany box, it's the same Michelle, but one's perceived as most valuable. So let's package you up the most attractive way possible so that people value the highest way possible, so you can be paid the most and be respected the most and be cherished the most.
Sweet. Well, I know you have an awesome story, a plethora of information. You're super helpful to be able to, you have this knack to be able to just look at someone and go, okay, we got to do this. And I know you ask a ton of questions to get to that point, but you just have an innate gift, and it's super fun and awesome to watch. So peeps, go to JVologyGiveaway.com. I'm just going to keep screwing this up until I get it right. So there we go. And look for Joe's gift, Quit Your Job Manual, and get her done right. Start your journey with him, because especially if you're in that point right now where you want to transition successfully, this is the fastest, best, easy way to do it. And so just go in there, click on getting access, and start your journey with them today. Anything
know-
else you wanted to add, sir?
Yeah, I just want to say that, every day around the world, millions of people are driving reluctantly to a job they don't want to go to. And they are praying, "Dear God, send me a mentor to show me how to start my own business so I never have to go back to a soul-sucking job ever again." And I am the answer to that prayer.
That one. Well, that one. Yes, he is. There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe, for being here today. It's been an absolute blast.
All right. God bless you. Have a great day.
You too. Peeps, this is the end of our show today, and this is the last of the Facebook Lives. So again, I'm going to say it again, go to JVologyGiveaway.com and go and check out all of the amazing, wonderful gifts. If you have any questions about them, absolutely go and check out the lives that we at JVology have been doing all week, from Kristen Corey starting on Monday. Cherise jumped in there, and we had a ton of fun with all of the contributors. It's epic. It's awesome. It's wonderful. And absolutely feel free to go, hey, I got a friend who needs this stuff, and go and nudge them towards getting those gifts for themselves. It's super valuable, super meaningful, especially if they're, one, in a job that they hate, or two, worse, they've lost the job that they love and they don't know how to make money in 2020 coming up, because there are a million and one ways to make money. It's just a matter of figuring out what jives for you and how you can have the most fun doing that, whatever fun means for you. So my heart goes out to you if you're in that position, but absolutely go and check out the giveaways. It is the best way to start. If you're already rocking and jiving in business and you want to take it up a notch, we would love to see you out at the JVology Summit coming up in September. That's where all the rock and rollers get together and do some awesomeness. We are going to Cabo San Lucas in January, so check that out. Until then, my name is Michelle Nedelec. I was going to say so many things, but I will just end it with, I am the creative director of Awareness Strategies, have a bunch of contracts with JVology, been around forever, love this community, and plan on being here forever. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever suits your fancy, and we will see you in the new year.